I'm betting that you've seen the title of this video and you already assume that I'm going to say something very edgy and out of pocket about Christians and religious people in general. When, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I think I was at a point in time where in my life where yeah, I genuinely did used to hate Christians and religious people in general. Specifically like Christians and Muslims because those seem to be like the most publicized religion at the time too, where it's like yeah, and they have like been exposed the most when it comes to being problematic and certain problematic instances that come from those religious groups. I'm not going to bring it up now in this video or ever even, but the thing that I could bring up is that okay, when it comes to atheism, there are bad actors within the atheist community too that a lot of people don't talk about. There's North Korea that's atheist run, and well, if you haven't been living under a rock, North Korea is North Korea. And I don't know. I don't remember his name at the top of my head at the moment, but he's this Asian guy who he's this all around terrible human being. I think if you know if I say Asian guy and atheist, you won't probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I digress. Either way, it's yeah, there are shitty people in any certain group or demographic, and sometimes demonizing that group or demographic doesn't help all the time, and it's very counterproductive because really and truthfully, yeah, we could point a finger and look at all the bad things that religious people do or bad things that Christians do and say that okay, yeah, I don't like Christians because of X, because they personally judge me because of a certain part of my lifestyle that isn't really hurting people, or because they're probably in fear of their kids getting hurt in some way by a Christian, because there are high cases of you know molestation that happen in churches too, that seems to be to a point where it kind of became a bit of a meme because of how much it happened too. And what I'd say to that is, yeah, it's the same thing. There are bad actors in any group of people, and sometimes you can't demonize a group of people if those horrible actions aren't what they stand for, or aren't what they're supposed to stand for. So, that's just a little food for thought I put in my mind too. Really, I don't really blame all of my own or the world's problems on Christians or religious people anymore, as I used to when I was younger, because I understand that in society there when it comes to problems in society, there are a multitude of people who you know who contribute to what's wrong with the world, and blaming a single group of people just doesn't work. Again, there's stuff I still am critical of towards religion, and certain toxic parts of religion that I'm critical of too. But as an agnostic, there's stuff that I'm critical of towards atheism too, and stuff of that nature, because it is atheism by default is also kind of based on some form of narcissism too. There's a certain degree of narcissism that comes with atheism too, and just like how Christians can be judgmental, atheists can be judgmental the same way, if not more, in a worse way too, you know? But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the topic. I can't really think of anything else. Should I end the video here? Nah, actually, I have one example I could make. Uh, I think what changed my mind about religion over the years was this rapper who I've been following for 2 years at this point. His name is her ex, her ex-boyfriend, and basically a majority of his rap, and not all, the main theme of his stuff is very Christian oriented, and really pushes forward Christian values, don't get divorced, love your girlfriend, be close to God, and all that stuff. And I think when I actually started talking to him and doing work with him too, I think I learned that just because religious people, just because I've had horrible experiences with some religious people and I've seen some bad religious people in the world, doesn't mean that all of them are bad and will be bad to me. Because, yeah, I feel like I've been eternally judged all my life by people, by religious people specifically. And sometimes there are non religious people who judge me too, but I chose to place a majority of the blame on religious people. And, here's Omar, I come forward to him, like, offer to do a drawing for him for free, and he's cool with it. He says, "Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. I'll let you do a drawing for me." And yeah, I did a drawing for his song, for the single for his song Matthew. Matthew. I forgot the I forgot the numbering. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I forgot the numbering of the guy's song that I drew for and spent like hours listening to kind of like, get the feeling for. But other than that, his story is that, okay, he basically got closer to religion and God by, like a certain instance of, he was in a very toxic relationship where he, where he placed a majority of the blame as to why that relationship did not do good on himself. And what happened is that, okay, after like the girl finally got fed up of him, he decided that, okay, he needed to like kind of change his life. And I think some people, he mentioned like also that probably some people in his family or in his friend group probably had to like smack him in the face and like and tell him this too. But really and truthfully, it I think that was what sparked him being into religion and like kind of getting into that whole thing. And it kind of helped him when he was in a very dark point in his life, and it kind of lifted him up and like encouraged him to like be a rapper and this like really generally creative person. And as far as like problems I've had with Christians in the past, it's like, yeah, Omar has never like actually said anything to me or like judged me in any kind of way by with the stuff I do too, and so on and so forth. I do this thing where I put on eyeliner. I mainly do it for concerts though. I don't think you would ever see me do this for a video like this. If I ever do music videos, I might. But yeah, I do this thing where I put on like an extended amount of eyeliner and like just let it spread across my face, and like I do all these cool patterns. Like I feel kind of cringe calling my own work cool, but yeah, I do all these patterns for it. And and also I talk in a bit of a way too that may seem a bit effeminate to some people, and that I have been judged for in the past too by mainly religious people, and I've not got any of that judgment from him. But I guess it's because what he does is that he also does something similar where he like paints his whole hand to kind of like emulate like a sort of demon hand, and like wears fake nails and stuff too. So I think he kind of is into that like cosmetic aspect of life too. That's like also symbolic of just because I look like this doesn't mean I'm like this, you know. So I think that that also is a sort of like saying where it's like, okay, yeah, he's not judgmental towards me, and that's probably why, because of the whole demon claw thing uh, and the whole symbolism behind that, which is cool. Wow, wow. Yeah, there's a bunch of people with their puppies right there, like just barking. They're cute. Let's not ruin the video. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. I greatly appreciate Omar and like really do want to see like what journey, like how far his journey will go, and I would definitely like to join him on that journey too. And I think he kind of also weirdly enough changed my attitude on religious people too, because it's like I think it's the first time I've like, no, not the first time. Obviously there are uncles, there are like those uncles I have who are like religious you know who are on the same wavelength of that, where they're just good people to me. They don't judge me and stuff like that, and they're cool because they know I don't do bad things or choose not to do bad things just because. And supposedly the only bad thing would be like how I dress or how I talk, you know But just like from people like that, uncles I've had, and friends I've made like at my jobs, and also Omar, they were like definitely people who helped me change my attitude on religion, and probably made me go from like an angry atheist to a slightly to a Buddhist briefly. I tried that, but then I kind of like I'm not into wasn't into it. To more of an agnostic who's more open to everybody and is inclusive and just it's just here to chill and work and follow my dreams and like and support anybody else who follows their dreams healthily. you know but yeah, that's just about it. See ya. Bye.